Welcome back to the Yanks. We talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Today we're going to be doing a recap on the USA's World Cup qualifying match versus Jamaica, where in this one, Jamaica steals a point at the end, and it ends 1-1, and the U.S. performance is poor, but I'm going to talk more about that later on. And honestly, it's a result, but at the same time, I'm personally not happy with this, as I wouldn't actually mind if Jamaica would have won, and they actually should have won, as they had a couple opportunities that they should have buried. But I'm all gonna go into that detail that later on. But for me, the United States did not deserve to win this one. So the score line is even kind of lucky, but you ask me personally, no, it's poor. But I'm gonna get into the starting lineup for the USA, as they got Zach Steffen, DeAndre Yedlin, Walker Zimmerman, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson, Giannis Musa, Ricardo Pepi, Brendan Harrison, Chris Richards, Gianluca Busio, and Tim Weah. So not a bad lineup. So still a pretty darn good lineup, especially in terms of rotating players, right? So it's like, they had the players there, they had the talent. Just of course. And I knew deep down inside too that this was gonna happen right after a big win. It's just that's the law of averages. But there is no Weston McKennie or Miles Robinson in this, and Pulisic is still not a starter. Remember that Gio Reyes is injured, so there were a couple key pieces missing, but no excuses, right? It's next man up mentality, right? That's what we always hear, and unfortunately, no one really stepped up today. But into the game, 11 minutes, Timothy Weah gives a give and go and gets it right back and shuffles through the Jamaican defense, and he shoots it right past Andre Blake and it hits off the bar and in. Lucky, you can probably say, a lucky bounce off the post and in, as they hit dead off the center of the post, and that bounces in. But it's 1-0 for the USA. The Yanks do get an early lead over the Reggae Boys. But unfortunately, I wouldn't hope for long. But in the 16th minute, before we get to what happened, the U.S. does try and swing a ball into Timothy Weah, who crosses it to Pepi. He shoots, but it's saved by Andre Blake. It's rebounded by Brendan Harrison. He shoots, and is saved again by the Philadelphia Union keeper, Andre Blake. MLS standout, eh? And then now in the 22nd minute, Jamaica with an absolute beauty. Mikel Antonio, what can you do about this? You can't give him space if you're the USA. He lines it up, and no one's really in front of him. Like, the next man is about 10 yards back from the USA, and he just shoots it, and it's top corner, top right, and nothing that Zach Steffen can do is perfect. You can't even get mad at in terms of the shot itself, you can't get mad at it. But in terms of the defending for the USA, you can't let this dude shoot. Mikel Antonio, other players like on this Jamaican team, you can't give them space. They're gonna punish you. And what happened here? They got punished. So that's just poor defending there. That's like leaving somebody in terms of basketball. That's like leaving someone who can shoot threes wide open. They just bury it and they just drain it. You should have known, man. They should have known to just guard them. But the Reggae Boys respond here, 1-1. I'm not mad at the shot. That was a good goal. Great job from Jamaica, Mikel Antonio. I'm not even mad at that. You got to give him full credit, but you can't give him space like that if you're the USA. And then as the half goes on, you can just still see that the USA's chemistry is not there, even throughout the whole game for that matter. As passes keep going awry, passes are overhit, underhit. There's no happy median for this. It's just, it was frustrating too, and I knew they were going to have a game like this too, and I feared it, and the worst fear came true. The U.S. didn't get that many shots on target, other than a couple that I noted. But after that, Jamaica, after that goal, Jamaica pretty much had a good grip on this game. But yeah, the chemistry is still not there for the USA, and that's something technically I can't get mad at, because they're still young and they're still developing. But at the same time, you can only say they're so young. I think I said this earlier. You can only say this for so much. at some point you want to start seeing improvement. You want to start seeing progress, right? Especially after that Mexico game, right, where everything seemed to be going great. Passes were making good. I mean, I don't know if it was the pitchers, something. I don't know what it was, but like the passes weren't there. I mean, just it was sloppy from the U.S. all around. I mean, not just in the first half, but for the whole game. And then halftime comes. As I said, the U.S. definitely had to be sharper, and as we know, they weren't. And then they should have. I mean, they didn't clean up the sloppy passes or get more shots to move the ball around a bit. I mean, they did none of that. But Jamaica, once again, credit to the Reggae Boys. Well done for not giving up after that first goal that they conceded. I mean, just bouncing back and bending but not breaking from Mikel Antonio especially, and I mean just keeping him in this one, and this ultimately turns to rescue 1 point for the Reggae Boys, and it's unbelievable. But here it's like Jamaica fires another warning shot too in the second half too. So like even then we can still see the U.S. caught sleeping, right? I mean, imagine not being able to, like, they don't wake up and it's just annoying. I mean, it's just. I mean, I couldn't even. I can't. I'm still mad. I'm still mad about that too. Like, it hurts. It honestly hurts. And then 52nd minute, Giannis Musa tries to dribble in and lays it off to Gianluca Busio, who tries to rip a shot, but it's nothing. I mean, it's just over the net. But then the 53rd minute, a minute after, Bobby Reed for Jamaica has a wide open net, and I don't know how he misses this. And then Jamaica honestly should have won this game, and that's what I said earlier. If Bobby Reed would have finished this, as he should have finished this, the Reggae Boys could have seen all 3 points here. I mean, it's not just him, but there's other opportunities during the game. But once again, I don't know how he misses this. Stephen is not even it doesn't even seem like he's in the net, and Bobby Reed just, I don't know how he skies it open. He goes for too much power rather than just a simple placement would have worked, but he goes for too much power, and ultimately it paid the price for Jamaica. And poor defending from the United States. I mean, oh my God! I mean, it was just hard to watch. It was hard to watch. I mean, the U.S. I was looking for them to see if they can create some attacking opportunities and wake up, but they didn't. They still didn't do that. Even when Christian Pulisic came, I was like, maybe can he get the team going? No, he couldn't. I mean, he didn't do anything. As Jamaica continued to press while getting shots, and the USA still struggled. And one thing I did know that was just the most annoying to watch from the USA was it just seemed like the USA only had one plan. And that one plan was just to play through balls over the top or past the Jamaican defense. And it didn't work, surprise. You can't beat. I mean, trying to beat Jamaica with pace. We don't have the players to do that. I mean, you're better off just like working the center of the field and getting creative, rather than just pray and spray, sending through balls or running down the sideline and crossing. I mean, it only works for so much. You got to create some chances in the center of the field, and it's just really irritating to watch. And that's pretty much the end of the match. And as I said. But before the end of the match, I mean, Jamaica had a goal called back because of a foul on a corner kick, which some people say is debatable, but I don't know. Walker Zimmerman was getting pulled, so I agree with the call, and ultimately it spared the USA. So, but the end of the match, it even seems like Greg Bullholzer's happy with the tie. I mean, yes, it's not a bad result, but at the same time, you could have played a lot better than this. It's just that's the irritating part. I mean, they're settling for something that they could have and should have been better. But without further ado, here are the stats: 6 shots for Jamaica to 9 for the USA. Both teams had 2 on target. 38% possession to 62% possession. It surely didn't feel like that, especially in the second half. Jamaica really controlled the game. 269 passes to 428 passes. 63% pass accuracy to 76 pass accuracy, 12 fouls to 8, 2 yellow cards to none, no red cards, 3 offsides to 1, and 5 corners to 5, so 5 apiece there. And then we can check our standings for what this looks like in CONCACAF. USA, they're still top of the group with 15 points, but they've played one match, one of the only teams to play an early match. Mexico with 14, Canada with 13, Panama with 11, Jamaica 7 now. So now we help them move into fifth place. Costa Rica with 6 in sixth place, and El Salvador into seventh with also with 6 points, and then dead last still is Honduras. But we'll see what they do later on when we do the Canada game. But overall, I mean, just oh my god, this game was just irritating to watch. I mean, just as I said earlier, the U.S. had one method: just play through balls over the top or on the ground and just beat Jamaica with pace, which didn't work. As one chance with Paulo Ariola, where after Jamaica got the goal called back, Zeffin definitely he plays a perfect ball, but Paulo Ariola he was too slow and he really couldn't get things going, so he just held the ball in the center of the field and just allowed for Jamaica to get back. And I mean, it's a perfect chance just wasted, and just chances like that, and or when in the earlier of the half, the USA just hoped to get Timothy Weah or whoever just to send a ball down the line or through the middle of the field and just hopefully beat Jamaica, the defenders with pace, which is hard to do. Jamaica's pacey, and we don't got the USA doesn't have the pacey players to match Jamaica's pace. I mean, the only it's not we don't. Canada is one of those only teams that I think can go toe to toe with Jamaica in terms of pace. We don't have the U.S. doesn't have those players. The U.S. is better off just being creative in the center of the field and generating chances from there. I mean, that was just the most irritating thing to watch for me. It's like banging your head against a wall and just expecting a different result. I mean, I couldn't. It kept giving me a headache. I mean, yes, we tied, and yes, they didn't lose, but in terms of performance, the USA looked lackluster. And as I said, you probably heard me kept saying earlier on, I feared that they were going to do this after a big Mexico win. I mean, it's like a law of averages. One good game, a bad game follows. I mean, there's no good game, good game, good game, and then a bad game. It's always good game, bad game, good game, bad game, or bad game, good game. You get it. It's like there is no freaking good game. It's so annoying to watch. And especially after how well they played against Mexico. I mean, just to follow this one up with Jamaica. I mean, I know it's at their place, and it's never easy to win at someone else's place or even get points on the road. But the U.S. could have played so much better, and that's what's irritating the most. Just settle. I mean, this is kind of settle for a point, and knowing that they could have put more effort into this and really gotten more out of this. But just sloppy Joe everywhere. Just I don't know, guys. I mean, the last game for the November window, and instead of ending on a high note, they end on a mediocre note. So like more of a question mark. I mean, yes, the Mexico game is good, but overall it's a 3-point window, and depending on how Mexico and Canada do, right now they're sitting first place in the group. So we'll see how long that lasts. If Canada takes the win, they take first place. If Mexico takes the win, Mexico's in first again, and it looks like nothing happened. And if they tie, then depending on how they tie with goal differential, the USA still finds themselves in first. But we have to see how that goes all down the night in Edmonton. But overall, just an irritating performance tonight from the USA. And that just really, really got under my skin, as it just seemed like they only had one plan. And that was just to play through balls and beat Jamaica with pace, which is hard to do, rather than just be tactical and create chances in the center of the field, what they did against Mexico, and that's what worked. And they didn't, I mean, at times, yes, beating Mexico with pace, but this is a different team. Jamaica is way more pacey than Mexico, I think. And just, by the way, to Jamaica having their players back, that definitely helped. With Mikel Antonio, Leon Bailey, Reed, definitely those English-based players really helped. As I know many of their games in CONCACAF qualifying, they didn't have that luxury. So, and they played well. I mean, they showed up when they needed to, and it just worked. So, I mean, credit to Jamaica for just playing well and defending their turf, rightfully so. And just, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say about this game. I mean, it's U.S. should have played better than this. The USA should have actually Jamaica should have won. I mean, given the chances they had in the second half were more lethal than the USA's. I mean, but it is what it is. Into the window, halfway point or beyond halfway point. Now they got 6 games left, and yeah. I mean, next window, I think you get Canada. Depending on whether you got Canada at Canada, Honduras at home, I think, but then you got El Salvador, I think, at home too. So it may work out. I don't know. I got to check and see who they play again. But going to Canada, I mean, these road games are really, really hard. I mean, just they got to clean a lot of stuff up on the road, and just irritating night just overall. Let's just put it like that. I mean, irritating night watching this team, and they have a friendly coming up against Bosnia and Herzegovina in December. So I mean, it's a friendly, but perhaps we'll see what they're going to work on. But we'll see what they do in that. But for this one, that pretty much did enough for me just complaining, honestly. And yeah, let's hope things end on a better note next time. But if you like this video, make sure you like it, share, subscribe it. Tell all your friends about it. And also don't forget to watch tonight's match between Canada and Mexico. They're calling it Ice. I think they're Ice Teca. Ice Teca is the new name that's trending now in Edmonton, as it's been snowing there in Canada. And I hope Canada's trying to create a hostile environment for Mexico. And we'll see if it pays off. So stay tuned for that video and stay tuned for that game. And watch that game closely. But for this one, for the U.S. game, that's it. Tell your friends for the USA that the USA is still in first right now at the moment, and we'll see what happens with the Canada game.